The shapes of economic recovery. All recessions begin with the same way, with a significant period of economic decline, but how they end can happen in a whole host of different ways. Economists dub the aftermath of a recession the recovery period because the moves tend to look like letters of the alphabet. They traditionally view economic recessions and recoveries as having a shape, named after a letter it resembles. V-shaped. Blink and you might have missed it. The V-shaped recovery involves the shortest step of a recession. In a V-shaped recovery, the economy experiences a sharp decline but then bounces back almost immediately to its pre-recession level. If you picture a V-shaped graph, the period in which the economy remains at low point, the bottom of the V, is extremely brief. It is a rapid fall followed by a quick rebound to previous levels. The 1990-91 recession, which lasted only 8 months and was followed by strong economic growth, was V-shaped. U-shaped. Less ideal than a V-shaped recovery, but still far from worst-case scenario, the U-shaped recovery is one in which the economy declines and then spends significant period of time in the trough before improving. This doesn't necessarily mean that the recession is more severe in terms of the loss in GDP, but it does mean it lasts longer. It is an extended recession before the economy returns to previous levels. The Great Recession, which lasted 18 months followed by slow recovery, was a U-shaped. W-shaped. The W-shaped recovery involves a double whammy, a recession, then a mini recovery, then a second recession. A W-shaped recovery, also known as double dip recession. It is one in which there is a brief economic comeback, sometimes tricking people into thinking that they've got a V-shaped recovery, but then the economy falls a second time. It's essentially two recessions in one, which prolongs the impact of the first and can shatter consumer confidence. Essentially, it's a double dip recession in which quick recovery begins but drops back sharply before beginning again. The U.S. economy experienced a W-shaped recession in 1980 to 82, when a second oil crisis and a high inflation triggered a brief recession, followed by a quick recovery and another recession sparked by overly aggressive anti-inflation policies by the Federal Reserve. L-shaped. In an L-shaped recovery, economic improvement hobbles along slowly, often for years, resembling an L tilted backwards slightly. The L-shaped recovery has the lengthiest recession period of all. So long, in fact, it's sometimes dubbed as depression. After a sharp decline, GDP begins to increase, but recovery is very gradual and lengthy. It can take years for the economy to get back where it was pre-downturn. And in some cases, the slow revival drags on indefinitely. In short, it's a steep drop followed by a long period of high unemployment and low economic output. The Great Depression, which lasted 43 months with 4 straight years of negative GDP growth, was L-shaped. A final note, these letters only tell part of the story. While they describe the duration and nature of economic recovery, they don't describe the severity of the recession that preceded it. Despite it not being an exact science, it is worth paying attention. Having an idea of whether the economy might jump back up soon or dip down a second time can offer some guidance on financial decisions. Just remember to take these predictions with a grain of salt, knowing that certainty in economics only occurs in retrospect. Even if we can't see into the future, understanding the nature of each recession helps us better prepare for the next.